And if you have any other questions, please shoot them our way. And without further ado, I will pass it off to Grant Pulse from the Tennessee Department of Agriculture.
Thanks, Marlia. As she said, I'm Grant Pulse. I'm with the Tennessee Department of Agriculture Commodity Distribution. Joining me on the call today is Jean Trimbo and our newest employee, Destiny Romero. Please make her feel welcome as she's getting established in this space. And Jean is going to talk to you today about filling out the commodity planning worksheet, among other things. So with that, I'll give it to Jean.
Thanks, Grant. Well, good afternoon. I'm glad you're here. Feel free to ask questions as we go along. And if any of you have been along for the ride, which I'm assuming most of you have been, it's been a year of evolving. And I feel like I've been coming out of a cocoon. I don't know about Grant, but... So do you remember when Dad gave you the keys to the family car for the first time? How exciting, but how scary it was all at the same time? Well, with Dad, I had a few trial runs, but when Terry handed over the keys to Grant and I, we had not a clue the roller coaster ride we were about to experience. We had 2 weeks to get the state schools spreadsheets compiled into one big spreadsheet, to make every contact with every processor, which half of them we didn't have the contact information for, with the exception of the broker who put together the monthly MPR. We had to get everyone's email. We had to get everyone's business partner identification in order to send the food to. Well, we got it done, but it was a stressful learning curve. We couldn't have done it without the help of the schools, the processors, the warehouse. It was definitely a team effort. Thank you all. So experience is simply the name we give our mistakes. And I can tell you just from this cartoon, we know what not to do next year. Not that we won't do it again, but we'll certainly try not to. So about the second week of April, the third week of ordering, USDA headquarters came along with the majority of orders were in and informed us that some of the key factors that we needed to know, they let us know what they were. I remember Kathleen Staley saying, Jean, were you aware you didn't have to order everything at once? No, I was just told to get them ordered. I remember saying, did you know the schools have carryover pounds? No, I didn't. And have you looked at the processors' MPRs? Well, yes, I get them monthly, but no one ever explained what they were for, and it all looked Greek to both Grant and I. But we know now what not to do. So procurement is the core issue that lies in focusing on the steps without understanding the why, which makes it difficult to problem solve or adapt effectively. We've learned a lot about reverse engineering this year. We know from experience the importance of knowing the process and why each decision we make is important to our desired outcome. And I understand how difficult it is to do something if you really don't know why you're doing it or what is to be done with that information. So in the next few minutes, I'll try to explain the steps that make up the TDA's procurement process. Please feel free to ask questions as we go along. Here's a chronological arrangement of events in the order of their occurrence. This is a schedule for when a process will be carried out. How soon we can get our planning worksheet out is all dependent on the availability of the USDA Foods Available List, FAL, and the new price list. And we're told typically this comes out the last week of December or early January. So we're hoping for that. As soon as we can, we'll put the worksheet along with the other accompanying documents on the listserv. hopefully no later than mid-January. That should give you all a little extra time this year, hopefully no later than mid-January. Bids should be wrapped up and chosen by the end of February, as the worksheet is due by the 1st of March. This allows us one extra week to compile all of the information. Fruit and vegetable orders start the 3rd week of March, and then the remainder of the ordering is done in weekly increments through the first 3 weeks of April. As most of you know, you received this email through listserv, DOE's listserv. So you'll get the entitlement estimates, the USDA Foods available list, a list of materials report. So we'll go through each one of these so you gain a better understanding of how they're to be used in this worksheet. You'll also receive the processing statement, the approved NPA processor list, and the commodity planning worksheet that you'll return to us. So the National School Program is a federally assisted meal program operating in public and nonprofit private schools and residential child care institution. It provides nutritionally balanced, low-cost or free lunches to children each school day. And the program was established under the National School Lunch Act and was signed by President Harry Truman in 1946. This report will inform each school that receives entitlement dollars how much they can expect to receive through this program. Next year, the entitlement dollars will be based on the reported TMAC school lunches for school year 24-25. Their total TMAC reported lunches times 45 cents equals the total entitlement dollars. USDA food available list, it's a colorful list, is expected to be made available for every school year. So this will be the 27 school year that you'll get. And it's subject to change based on the market availability. You'll also receive a USDA list of materials. This provides an estimated price per pound, per case, per truck. It can be used to estimate entitlement value of orders priced. The pricing differs from the WBSCM catalog, as catalog prices are continually being updated. So once you receive the price list, you won't have to worry about changing prices because we keep that annually. It's changed once a year. Actual pricing is determined when vendors bid and contracts are awarded. Monitor entitlement throughout your year to avoid overspending. This is also where you find the pack size of the product you're interested in and how many cases to a truck. The weight of a case, the weight of the truck, estimated price per pound, and the estimated case price, as well as the estimated truck price. So this isn't a document that will be included in that email, but I thought it might be worthy to show it to you. This website actually gives you the USDA Foods average material price for school year 26. And this is used by processors participating in the USDA Foods processing program. Kind of gives the estimated prices. So that fnsusda.gov/usda.fis /processor-material-prices. might be a good one if you're curious about the costs. So the processing statement is something you're going to have to return to us as well. This is returned every year from the SFAs. The processing procurement was conducted following guidance provided by TDA at the time the commodity planning worksheet was issued is one of the things that you're going to have to attest to. And there's a list of things there. The solicitation identified the evaluation factors and resulted in a clearly documented award to a winning bidder or proposal. The rollover or contact renewals were only allowed if the original bid language and condition specified an option to renew. The SFA has confirmed the bulk USDA food and material number requested are accurate. The SFA has calculated the requested number of pounds using menu plans for the coming school year and will utilize the bulk pounds no later than September 30th, 2026. After that date, pounds will be carried over to the state account from the SFA's account. The SFA understands that TDA will not transfer pounds from one processor to another unless the original processor fails to deliver end products or fails to meet the obligations of the bid award in some other way. So the USDA NPA approved processor is just a list of the approved processors with FNS. It's a legal agreement between the USDA Food and Nutrition Service and a commercial processor. USDA foods are delivered to a processor and converted into a finished product. This approved processor is a company that has a contract with USDA to process USDA foods into approved end products for the Child Nutrition Program. These processors are approved to make various food items and are listed on official USDA websites. Each end product must be approved by the USDA. Processors submit end product data schedules for approval, and the processor directly bills the recipient agency or the school district for the service, which includes the cost of labor and packaging for the USDA foods they receive. So the commodity planning worksheet updates are the ones that are in orange. So the upper right-hand corner is where you place your entitlement dollars from your entitlement estimate sheet. And we've added the name of the contact person and the contact person's email and their phone number. Usually when we're compiling these spreadsheets, we only have a short amount of time to get things pulled together, and for whatever reason, we may need to reach out to you. If we have enough time, we'll send an email. Otherwise, we'll most likely call you, and of course, it always helps to know who it is that we're calling. This year, we added a column for what makes a truckload of the commodity that is associated with. So that way, the smaller districts know that if they have at least a quarter of a truck and this whole district, all of the schools order at least one truck and they have a quarter of it, they can at least get a quarter of the truck. It kind of allows them a little more leverage in getting some more of their product. And of course, we need to have enough orders to order that full truckload, but that's between all of the schools, not just your school district. So the commodity planning worksheet updates on the whole spreadsheet. You'll see this portion down here at the lower right-hand side. That's the sheet in its entirety. We've added 2 lines to the direct deliveries, which is the top portion, and we've added 2 lines at the bottom. Those will be ones if you have additional product that you want ordered and there's enough to order school-wide, we'll have you put them in there. The entire spreadsheet will be locked except for these 4 lines. We've also added total lines, so you'll know the total quantity and the total dollars on both the direct deliveries and processed orders. So on these, you'll have to go back to that list of material in order to get the commodity name, the truckload, the material number, the pack size, and the value. And they automatically update. But because they won't be password or they won't be locked, these cells won't be locked, we want you to make sure that it multiplies correctly. So step 1 in completing the commodity planning worksheet is obviously to take the estimate entitlement from that sheet and place it in the 105 entitlement, this upper right-hand corner. Everything from there on, when you add it to your direct delivery orders or your processing orders, will automatically update. From your menu planners, you'll add in the total cases of direct shipments in the requested field that your school plans to use of that product. The dollars will automatically calculate your total and subtract from your entitlement dollars. So you'll see up here, and most of you already see this. There are a few on here that haven't ever done this before. So it will total it down here. And the processors will total on this side as well. Once bids have been opened and decided upon, put in the total pounds in the processor in the lower portion that they've been allotted for. Again, it will automatically update the total dollars and totals overall. And your DOD fresh produce dollars can be added to cell G11, which is right here at the top, or the middle. It says DOD fresh produce program dollars. The balance should never go negative. That'll be up here. It'll automatically calculate for you. This, I just started adding a few in the direct deliveries and then a couple in the processors, just to show you how it automatically updates. If it's received by us and there's a negative balance, unfortunately, we'll have to turn around and send it back to you. So we wanted to talk a little about the USDA DoD Fresh program. This is the partnership between the Defense Logistics Agency and the United States Department of Agriculture that helps fresh fruits and vegetables to school children. The partnership started in 1993 when USDA representatives saw advantages in partnering with DLA troop support. The DLA troop support uses this large-scale buying power and its large network of product suppliers to help meet the demand for consistent weekly deliveries of a wide variety of fresh produce to school cafeterias, central kitchens, and state distribution centers. The DoD dollars will be loaded into favors, and the schools are able to order fresh fruit and vegetables that are delivered to them on a weekly or bi-weekly schedule. In order to get signed up for favors, you must reach out to the TDA representatives, which are Grant, myself, and Shantae Russell. So we want to hear from you. We know that there's difficulties out there, and we need to hear what's going on. If you're having troubles with the processors, if you're having trouble with the warehouses, any concerns, any suggestions that you might have for us, we'd love to hear about them. We can't always do anything about them, but we can definitely listen to you and make suggestions and possibly reach out and resolve some issues. I know that US Foods is struggling right now just to get their footing under them, but we're hoping that now that the first couple months is down, things will get better. I know we've talked to them about their ordering system, and hopefully they'll make some changes to that as well. But I'd love to answer any questions, any concerns that you might have. Please feel free to put them in the chat and we'll discuss it. So the transformation is worth all of the waiting and patience we endure. And hopefully we can make some major changes for the program. I know Terry has been working hard for many years, and there's been many changes, and she's been limited on resources, and we hope to make some changes. In fact, we're required to make some changes from management evaluation. But thank you so much for all of your patience with us, and we hope that you'll come to us with any questions or concerns you might have.
Thank you,
Yeah, and
Jean.
I can't stress
Sorry,
that
Grant,
enough,
go on.
folks. Sorry to step on your toes
No,
there,
no, no,
Randy.
no.
But
Go for it.
when we were at SMP Academy, we heard a lot of you all's concerns, and only a handful of folks reached out. So we definitely want to stress that if you're having issues, we want to hear about it. Like Jean said, no guarantee we can change anything right away, but the knowledge is missing if you don't give it to us. So we just would appreciate hearing from you all if you're having troubles. That's it.
What I was going to say a second ago is, Jean, I put the link in the chat of what you had on the one slide, the processor material prices. So there is a link there for folks to get in addition to being on your PowerPoint.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
so how do we know when our product is at the warehouse, Cisco? We have the spreadsheet you sent us, which indicated when it should be there, but we received nothing confirming that it is there. Well, Vicki, they are supposed to be notifying you. And the reason I gave the schools the spreadsheet is so you knew about when it would come in. If something is slated for 9/15, you know that it's supposed to come in the first 2 weeks of September. If it's slated for 9/30, you know it's supposed to come in the last 2 weeks of September and on throughout all the months. But I'll definitely reach out to Tammy. She is supposed to be sending spreadsheet out. That's good to know, though. Will warehouse delivery fees change for next school year? Didn't know how often it goes out to bid. That is something we're considering, Tina. We don't know right now. We are looking into it, but thank you. And any issues that you have, we do need to hear about them so we can keep things documented. Cisco does not notify us when we call and ask about it. They don't know. Okay. Thank you for letting us know. We'll certainly look into it. Emily, how can we make it where only our district can order our district's allotment for certain products? I'm missing some items that our district ordered and paid for. I was told another district ordered it, so it was unavailable for us. Are you with US Foods? I'm assuming you are. So what I was told by Melissa was that if there was another order coming in, they'd replace your food, or they would recompense you. They would pay you for what you lost. And if you end up buying commercial, they were going to charge whoever it was that took your goods, the commercial portion of it. So please keep track of what you're missing this year so that we can go back to US Foods and get it sorted out. That is something they're trying to work on their website, on their Moxie, trying to get it to where it won't allow any more than you already have in your bank. So that's happened to a lot of people. I'm sorry about that. There any other questions? Thank you for those, but please reach out to us. Let us know. We need the documentation in order to make some changes. So this same thing is happening at US Foods. They're allowing other districts to order our items. If we knew for sure what we were getting and when we could monitor it better. Now, I know Gold Creek is supposed to reach out to you ahead of time. Do any of your other processors, is that something that you can ask when they schedule a PO, that they also include you all in it so you know when it's going to be delivered? That is something you might ask your processors, because they all reach out for POs to schedule a delivery. They can include you in that so you'd know. The brown box items, okay, good to know. Well, I know this is happening at US Foods. Is it also happening at Cisco and PFG that your food is going missing? Okay, yes, others let us know, but the delay in when US Foods update, it is 1 to 2 weeks. Sunny, I will reach out to Tara, and I would like to encourage you all to utilize that spreadsheet. I know that you can't stay on top of it all the time, but you'll have a general idea when it's expected, that you could reach out to her and ask her whether it was received or not. But sometimes, I don't know when she sends those out. All I know is when they come in, when the orders come in, but I don't know when she sends out. But I can make comments to all of the warehouses that, a few of these concerns, and see if it won't make any difference. I hope it would. So Sunny, we utilize it, but it's about a week behind with what's available. Okay. Well, and we're never given a specific date that it's going to be delivered. That's why USDA gives a 2-week period, but just stay up on anything that some other food gets of yours, so we can make sure you get credit for it. Okay, Rebecca, please keep track of that. Include us in on your emails. We might not respond, but we do keep track of them. We keep them as documentation. And hopefully down the road, we can address those issues. But it is something they are supposed to repay you for. Amy, Cisco did send an item to another district, but it was rectified within a couple of weeks. Good. My biggest complaint this year is that we're not getting any notifications of the items that are available in a timely manner. Okay, well, it's good to know. We'll see what we can do on that. I'll work with Tammy and see what she suggests. Any other questions or comments? Well, thank you all for being part of this.
Thank you,
And-
Jean. I did want to let everyone know I put the link, evaluation link in the chat. So if you all can please complete that for us. And as Marlia said, we will be following up with a recording. And I think we'll be able to share the slides as well. So we will be in touch.
Okay,
Thank
thanks
you all.
Thank you, guys.